you want to take control of your life and you want to use Him as well. So David.
Hey. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, I like that. I'm going to flip these lights around the other way. That's great for everybody else. How's that, Cindy? Okay?
Yeah.
Is that better? Okay. So I got a call from a friend of mine this morning, and he was like, I was telling him I was going to come talk to the Youth Entrepreneur Program. He's like, oh man, teenagers, what do you want to deal with those people for? You can't, there's no hope for these people. What are you going to do? There's so much peer pressure. Nobody wants to get up off their seat and do anything. Is that right? No, you guys, right? I like you, Natalia. David, good morning. So you guys are in groups, right?
Yes.
Teams, right? How big are, who's got the biggest team right now? Who's got you got 3? You got 5? Perfect. 5? Perfect. How many of you guys got?
3.
Ooh. And back there? 4. Okay. Well, we're going to really test this thing out. Okay, you right? You ready for this? All right. Now, somebody says that you guys are apathetic, like that video says, and lethargic and everything, right? I got a $10 bill right here, $10. To the first person who wants to get off their seat and get that $10, it belongs to you. Well done. Well done. Action, right? What's your name?
Garcia.
David Pinkley. Nice to meet you and congratulate. I hope you share the wealth with your team, right? That means candy and drinks around you tonight, right? So I've got 3 kids, and they're all in Myers Park Traditional Elementary School. So I saw some Myers Park folks here a couple minutes ago. Who are they?
Myers Park.
Myers Park. Come on, don't be shy. Barbara and Araceli. My 3 kids are at the elementary school, and so they're going to eventually be at Myers Park High. And so I'm going to talk to you all just like I might be talking to my 3 kids, if that's okay with you.
Yes.
Thank you. What's your name? Juan. Thank you. All right, so I wish you could have been there on the first day of school when I started 10th grade because it changed my life. See, my dad dropped me off at school that day. In fact, he picked me up in this beautiful brand new Corvette. Ever seen a Corvette? This was the old Corvette, this 1970s Corvette. They called it the Stingray because it looked like a stingray when it was coming at you. Yeah, it's cool, so cool. And it had this beautiful fenders, these beautiful kind of curvy fenders, and the inside was leather interior, was white. The outside was silver, and the inside was white. Yeah, and that silver, and that the leather was so new, it was slick and slippery, and when you sat down in it, you just wanted to slide all around, because it was kind of fun, right? So my dad, he picks me up in his car, and it's like a race car, because you have to step down into it, and it rides real low to the ground like a race car. And just like a race car, it doesn't even have a back seat, this thing. There's just 2 seats in the front. There's the driver's seat, where my dad was, and there I was in the passenger seat, 15 years old, and I'm ready to start high school. See, and where I grew up in Michigan, see, Michigan's the state that looks like the mitten, right? And Lake Orion is right about there in Michigan. And when I grew up, high school was 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. 9th grade was still considered junior high school, right? So nobody carpooled back in my day. We all rode the yellow bus, right? Big yellow bus. I rode it, and all my friends rode it. So you can imagine the looks on everybody's face. When I rode right on up, my dad pulled up in front of Lake Orion High School, right there, right at the front steps, and we were surrounded by the big, tall, yellow buses. And so our parents never had time to take us to school because they were working. They were always working. Who has time to drive to school when you're out at work? So we pretty much rode the bus the whole way. And so my dad and I had a conversation at the front of the school that day. Now, I know what you're thinking. Anybody carpool here? Anybody ever carpool? All right, now you know how this works, right? You can't have a conversation with your mom and dad in the carpool line, right? Because it's like a traffic jam in front of the school. It's like 8 miles long, and it kind of winds all the way around the neighborhood. And so you got to get ready. You got to have your backpack. And as soon as you get to the front of the line, the car stops. You got to unbuckle. You got to get out, slam the door, off you go, and your mom peels away. That's how it works, right? You don't have any time to talk to your parents in the carpool line. Right. So back when I was young, we didn't have carpools, so there we were in front of Lake Orion High School, home of the Dragons. Home of the Dragons. Home of the Dragons. And so my dad and I had this conversation. I remember it well. It changed my life. It went just like this. There's my dad. He's got blonde hair, kind of long blonde hair, because it was the 1970s. And he had this big, bushy, blonde mustache. And there I was sitting right next to him. I was all pimply-faced and skinny and everything. And so my dad said, "So, son, you're getting ready to go to high school. Pretty soon, you're going to go off to college." "College? What's college, Dad?" "Well, college is where you get educated, son. They make it real smart there." "Educated? Aren't I getting educated in high school, Dad? And smart? I don't want to be any smarter. I don't like algebra, and I definitely don't like writing." "Well, son, let me put it to you this way. See, the smarter you get, the better job you're going to get. The better job you get, the more money you're going to make. The more money you make, you can buy anything you want, like a car, or vacation, or retirement." Car? Vacation? Retirement? I don't care about any of those things. "Can I buy a Corvette, Dad?" "Yes, son, you can have a Corvette." "Yes!" "Will it be a silver Corvette, Dad?" "Yes, son, you can buy a silver Vet." "Yes! I'm going to buy a silver Vet. Okay, Dad, tell me what to do. I want to go to college now." "Okay, son, I can tell you exactly what to do. All you have to do is one thing, and you can pick whatever college you want to go to. Any college you want. You just have to do one thing." "What's that, Dad?" "You have to get all A's in high school. All A's." "All A's? How am I going to get all A's? I've never gotten all A's from first grade to ninth grade. I've never gotten all A's. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that." "Son, you're going to do it because I believe in you, and you're going to do it because you're going to work hard." And my dad said this, you ready? "You got to sweat if you want the vet." You got to sweat if you want the vet. Now, stop right there, okay? I want you to look at your neighbor. I want you to look him in the eye, okay? I want you to repeat after me. Come on, look at each other. Repeat after me. If you want the vet, you got to sweat. You got to sweat if you want the vet. All right, now tell me, somebody, what does that mean? I've just been talking. What does that mean? Go ahead. What's your name, Gabriella?
Gabrielle.
Beautiful.
You have to work hard if you want to get whatever it is that you want.
I like that. Anybody else? Got to work hard to get what you want? I like that. It's a pretty good summary. Nobody else wants to step up to the plate. Not even $10 bill over here. You're right. You're going to have to work hard to get anything you want in life. If you want the vet, you got to sweat. So I went off to school that day. I went off to school. And I worked hard. And I went home and I was tired. And the next morning, you know what I thought when I woke up? I got to sweat if I want the vet. When I was laying there, I was like, I don't want to go back to high school. And what is in my head? You got to sweat if you want the vet. Right? Now listen, tomorrow morning, you're going to be like, I don't want to go back to that entrepreneur program. Come on. Can't we just do something? I want you to think this. If you want the vet, you got to sweat. You got to sweat if you want the vet. All right, so I finished that year in high school. Guess what? I got all A's for the first time. All A's for the first time. All A's. And the second semester of 10th grade, I got all A's. And the semester after that, I got all A's and one B. One B. Yeah, thank you. B plus. I know. And I finished all of high school with all A's and that one B. That one B. Isn't that great?
In Spanish?
In Spanish.
In Spanish.
Yeah, that's what it was, in Spanish. I promise you it was in Spanish. Anybody gotten all A's here? Ever? Once? Nicely done. So I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. How am I going to get all A's, right? Just remember, if I want the vet, I got to sweat, right? If I want the vet, if I want to sweat, if I want the vet, I got to sweat. It's a little confusing, isn't it? I think you get it. So I was excited. There's something that I need to tell you about my dad. That conversation I had with him that day in the Corvette, that was the only time I saw him all of high school. See, my mom and dad were divorced. I didn't know my dad hardly at all. My mom was working 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs, just to make ends meet. I didn't get a lot of attention. I had to work hard on my own. I didn't have a parent to sit down and say, What are you going to do? Is your homework done? I didn't have a parent to take me to the carpool line, right? That was the only time I talked to my dad in all of high school. So imagine when I graduated, I called him. I had to call him. I had to find him. So back in the day, we had like the phone book. You guys know what that is? Phone book. You got the yellow pages and you got the white pages. What's the yellow pages for? Companies. The white pages are for people, individuals. So I got out the white pages. And I'm flipping through. Okay, Pinkley. Oh, there he is. I dialed that number. Hi. Is this my dad? This is David. Huh? Wrong number? Oh, man. I went to the next line. Called again. Yeah, wait, so excited. Hi. I'm calling for the Pinkley residence. This is David. Huh? He doesn't live there anymore? I tried 7 more phone numbers, and I was exhausted and deflated. I went to the last Pinkley listed, and I called without any excitement at all, and I was like, hey, this is David. I'm calling for my... Dad? Is that you, Dad? Oh, I'm so excited, Dad. It's great to talk with you again. You won't believe it. Guess what happened? I finished high school, Dad. Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, and I graduated in the top 10 in high school. What's that? How many students were there? There were 415 students in my graduating class, Dad, and I finished in the top 10. Aren't you proud of me, Dad? Isn't that cool? Yeah. And it gets even better. Guess what? I'm going to college, Dad. I'm going to college. Yeah, guess what? Michigan. I'm going to the University of Michigan. No, not the Dragons, Dad. They're the Wolverines. The Wolverines, Dad. Yeah, it's the best school in the Midwest, the best school in the Big Ten. In fact, they call it the Harvard of the West. That's what they call it, Dad. Yeah, isn't that cool? Are you proud of me, Dad? I'm so excited. I'm just so excited to call him. Yeah, isn't that great? Oh, you got to go to work, Dad? Okay. Well, maybe we'll talk again, Dad, okay? All right, that sounds good. Okay. Oh, what's that, Dad? What's that? You want me to be great? You want me to be great, Dad? I'm going to be great. I'm going to be great for you, Dad. That was the end of that conversation. That was 26 years ago. I've talked to my dad twice since then. 2 times. The point is this. You're thinking, I've never gotten all A's before. I've never gotten all A's before. How am I going to do that? It's never too late to be great. My dad said, be great. And I never got an all A's until I got to 10th grade. And then I got 3 years and I just 1 B. It's never too late to be great. You think you've screwed up your GPA, you think your college is, your opportunity to go to college is done. It's never too late to be great. I know you guys can go this semester and get all A's. And I'm going to tell you how you're going to prove it. You ready for this? Because you're going to make a commitment right now that you're going to come to this program for the next 4 days. And if you can commit to coming to this program and paying attention and doing the hard work and learning the 7 mindsets and not just take it as just something that your parents told you to do, if you can make the commitment just this week, you will tell yourself that, yes, you can make that commitment for next semester. I believe you all can get all A's next semester. I did. You want to see what college does for you? Check this out right here. Check this out. You guys seen this graph before? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So we know you're at least going to get out of high school. $1.3 million is what you're going to earn in your life. This was a study 2 years ago by Washington State University. Boom! This is what I got right here. I'm going to be a millionaire twice over, 2.2 million, because that's what I got right there. But you guys can go even farther. The point is, the more education, the more money you're going to make. And guess what? You can buy more than 1 Corvette if you want. Let me just turn that off for a sec. So is that all right, Cindy? All right. So if you want the vet, you got to sweat. It's never too late to be great. No excuses this summer. No excuses this semester. You guys can do this. I know you can. Let me finish the story. So I took my dad's challenge to be great. And I couldn't do it alone. I didn't have a mom that was present, and obviously my dad wasn't around a whole lot. I was on my own a lot. But everywhere I went, I found somebody that could help me. I found somebody that would just take an interest in me or teach me something or just take a few minutes to invest in what I was doing in my future. And I got to realize that the more people I found that would help me, the better off I was going to be. And the more people I was around that were going to detract from my future, I didn't want to hang around those folks. Right? What you want to hang around is somebody who's willing enough to get out of their chair and take that $10, even though there's a lot of peer pressure in this room. Those people, I got ambition. Right? So here's what happened to me. Here's what happened to me. In the 26 years since, I've lived in 5 cities. Up here on the top left, I was in Chicago, Illinois. That's where I started my career. I came out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. I got my degree, and I started as a CPA. I was an accountant for a big firm right in this building right here called the Sears Tower, now called the Willis Tower, right? And then I left Chicago, and I went to Raleigh, North Carolina, the capital of our state. I was there for a few years. Then, from there, I lived in Hong Kong for 2 years. Anybody been to Hong Kong? Anybody been to Asia? 2 years in Hong Kong. I saw 10 countries when I was in Hong Kong. I saw the World Cup in Korea. I saw Spain upset Korea. Korea upset Spain in this quarterfinals game 10 years ago. From Hong Kong, I went to New York City. I was there for a couple of years. You can't see anything for a while, no, can you? So I was in New York for a couple of years, and I've been in our fair city, Charlotte, for 8 years now. That's where I ended up when I told my dad I was going to be great. And not only that, I'm blessed enough to have started, check that out, 4 companies. I own 4 companies. All those are mine. And you know what? It's not about me. It's about the people that helped me get there. It's about the people that I made sure that when I spent time and I invested some time in people, that they were going to help lift me up, they were going to help encourage me, they were going to help me motivate and do the things that I wanted to do in my life and dream. And I'm having fun running these 4 companies. Not to mention that, I get to walk around and talk like this. Isn't that cool? Who wants to be a speaker? Get up front of the room and talk? I know you do, Barbara. I can see it on your face. So, what do we learn? If you want the vet, you got to sweat. Never too late to be great. And find yourself a mentor. Find yourself a mentor. I can tell you this, the Latin American Chamber, PNC Bank and Artie, you guys are surrounded with mentors. You got lots of people right here in your local vicinity, right in this building, on this floor even, who want to help. Who want to help encourage you to do great things. Rosana has a great program. Astrid Chirinos, the chair of the Latin American Chamber. You got Rocio here. You got Yetzi in the back. You got Mom back there. Everybody wants to help out, right? So I want you to remember 3 things. What is it? Tell me. Say it like you mean it.
You have to sweat to get to that.
Good man. And?
It's never too late to be great.
Never too late to be great. And lastly?
Finally.
Guys think you can do it?
Yeah.
Commit this week to come into this program. Do something. Commit to yourself that you can handle this 1 week, and I promise you, next semester you walk away always. Good luck. God bless you all.